How do you ask for sex respectfully? Our first time my husband said, "Are you okay with where this is going?" Full stop. I thought it was sweet and respectful. After being married for a while, it has come to either me saying, "Do you wanna do it?" or my wife saying, "Take off your pants." When I initiate, it's 30/70 that we do or don't. When she does, it's 100%. Should I put on my robe and wizard hat? Assume the courting position, then proceed with the ceremonial mating call. I knew a dude who was a pretty big. But before he was his GF told me that he would always just say consent. His heart was in the right place, I guess. One time my husband asked me to hold his hand. As he took my hand, he said, "Funny thing is, my hand is actually my penis." Romance. As a married guy, I find most of the time it involves one or the other looking over at the other, making eye contact and then saying SXXX in a silly voice. Seems to work. "I'm married. Wanna?" is as respectful as we get. Fancy a shag for old time's sake? Actually worked with an ex-GF. "I'm holding 1,000 shares of GameStop. Just give it a short squeeze." "I'm married. Kiss the neck. Fondle the boobie." Honestly. With my GF, if I'm horny, I just kiss her passionately out of the blue. From there, I just watch her respond. If she answers with another passionate kiss, I continue. If at some point she starts doing another thing or gives me a non-passionate kiss, like a small kiss followed by a cute smile, I just stop there. Depends on context and the nature of your relationship. One of my partners was pretty timid, and although loved sex, I had to be coy and charming. That was her turn on. Next partner, all I had to do was send a text like, "You better be oiled up and naked in handcuffs when I get home, or I am throwing you out on the street." People are all different. There is no way to ask for sex. You just need to learn how to talk to and learn people. Once you learn a person, you won't be confused about how to ask them for things. A better question is, how do you do it in a SI way? Try phrases like, "Can I?" "Would you like me to?" There are also clear non-verbal cues in some instances. i.e., if they start taking their clothes off, you can too. "Dr. WTF are you doing? You were taking off your clothes." For me, especially if it's with someone I haven't been with before but we are getting more intimate, I literally just ask, "Would you like to have sex?" Never had a problem with this in terms of their reaction to it, positive or negative. "Are you horny?" "You are?" Cool, wanna?" "You know." "I'd like one sex please." "Hey, you got 3 minutes? Thank you for my first award. All of you. I never thought my first would be because of my incredible stamina." When my husband and I were still in our dating phase, our first time being intimate started with the usual kissing and such. I thought it was a foregone conclusion what was going to transpire, but he stopped suddenly and asked, "May I make love to you?" To which I of course answered, "Please do." "Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing to inform you of a recent development in my genital region. Upon viewing your countenance, it has come to my attention that the merger of our two aforementioned regions would be profitable for both of us. As my own region is primed for such a business endeavor, I do hope you consider this proposal favorably. And if so, I will be more than happy to book in some time with you to go through the finer details of this arrangement, positioning, length of contract, ect. If you could let me know your decision on this matter by the end of the week, we can get the balls rolling. Sincerely." When I know my wife is tired, exhausted and not interested in having sex, I wait for her to lay down in bed to get in a relaxed state. From that moment on, I do a flying squirrel spirit bomb belly flop right next to her in my underwear and yell one of two things. "Yo woman, are we gonna bang or what? Full stop. Are you ready to get them cheeks clapped?" Full stop. Then we scroll through our phones, laugh at some on Reddit and go to bed. So I can personally attest that these two ways of asking have so far had a 0% success rate. Spare coochie mom. When I wasn't single as I am today, it was all about nonverbal cues. A series of kisses or light nibbling of the neck is a good one. Light grazing with fingers or nails up the back or on the thighs. A cuddle with a bit too much of the hips. Rejection of those is pretty apparent as well. Hands getting moved. Progression stopped. Or maybe it was just not tonight. Sweetie. It needs to be in a situation where it's actually reasonable that sex might happen. It's generally best when you both turned on. Want to have sex? Is perfectly sufficient. Just do it when they already want to. Don't try to create the desire with the question. You want some fuck? I believe you have to send them a formal invite to the no pants dance. Excuse me. Hey baby, ever get your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat? Sex is not a solo activity with a gatekeeper. You don't ask for a game of tennis. You invite someone to play with you. Because a lot of answers in this thread are jokes. I want to give you a sincere one. It depends. Here are some scenarios. If you just want to have sex, not really a relationship, in a dating app or at a date. I'm searching for something casual. How about you? When you're making out, somewhere outside. Wanna go back to your place? When you're making out, at someone's place. Wanna move this to the bedroom? When you're making out, on the bed. Can I take your shirt off? When you are already naked. Can you put it in? You could also tell the other person what you would like to do. Rather than asking a question, like I would really like to kiss you right now, but that may require interpreting their body language. If you have problems with that, just stick to the questions. Good luck. Edit. There are some people who claim that "can I put it in?" is unnecessary. I sometimes like my foreplay to last a little longer. So I think it's a valid one to ask. Hey. Would you like to come back to mine? No way, oh, so I'm not getting trapped in a mine again. Salutations, my lady. Might I inquire as to whether you wish to engage in coitus? Please. Sir, madam. I want some more. Doesn't really matter how you ask. Listening to the answer is where the respect is. Ask if they want draw up a sex agreement. Nothing gets people more excited than paperwork. Also, they know that you're taking it super serious. I don't know why people get weird about this. Asking explicitly is fine. Asking non-verbally. Also fine. It is super clear when someone doesn't want sex. Respect is more about paying attention to the other person than your choice, or lack, of words. I've proposed intimacy by touching a woman's hip suggestively before. We were already kissing. This wasn't like a stranger on the bus. She smiled and took my hand off her hip. That was a no. Worked fine. Neither of us were hurt and we kept kissing. Respect isn't about what words you use. It's your state of mind. Respect your partner and you'll automatically be respectful. That's just how communication works. Also, if you're on the spectrum or otherwise have difficulty with nonverbal signals, then my answer doesn't apply. You'd probably want things to be verbal and unambiguous. Girl. I want my sex tonight. Kind of depends on the situation. Are you dating the person? Is there only a mutual attraction? Have there been any hints dropped? Etc. That being said, I've never asked for sex. I guess I've always just known when the mood is right when the date is nearing conclusion. It just comes down to what you're comfortable with doing. If you don't want to be assertive, then being blunt could be a decent option. I like you a lot. And I really feel like we've connected. I want to be as respectful as possible though. So do you want me to hit it from the back? Excuse me, madam. Would you be so kind to relieve my buildup of semen with your orifices? Lem smash. Help step bro. Please sleep with me. Please. Pretty please. I'm so lonely. I haven't slept with anyone in a very long time. And you are so good looking. Please do me the favor of having sex with me. Raise eyebrows. Smirk. Snoo snoo. Would you mind passing the PSSY? Please? Ayo bruh. Lem suck. Serious answer. You don't ask. You offer. Sex is not a favor someone does for you. It's an activity you choose to do together. Framing things in the proper way can change how we think about them and change how we communicate and react to others. In my younger years, I was at a house party. A girl that I was attracted to and I was working with was attending the party. I had party favors on me that evening. After some prattle between her and I was about to ask if she would like to partake. I initially asked if she had work the next day as to be considerate to not screw up her shift. And she said she didn't. I followed up with, well, in that case would you like to? She interrupts and said, go home with you tonight. Yes. Yes, I would. So sometimes all you need to do is initiate the question and you'll get an answer. Do I have the permission to acquaint my genitalia with yours? Sir. You and me. Baby. I ask sex peacefully like, hello mom, do you want to connect to my stick? If you're in a relationship or even just sleeping with someone, you've got an expectation of monogamy, with the best thing to do is ask them how they like to be propositioned, or if there are other ways for you to indicate you're in the mood, or even directly initiate sex yourself. My wife is okay with, hey, let's go have sex, whenever I'm feeling it, but there are plenty of women people who would be turned off by such a direct suggestion. Communication with your partner can improve every aspect of your sex life, including the communication itself. PP and coochie. Fax them a message. My husband and I have it down to a fine art. If I have a shower just before bed, he knows he's in luck, and if he's not got his jammies on when I come to bed, I know he's taken the hint. Don't ask for sex. Propose sex. It's not a gift you're being given. It's an activity that you're both hoping to enjoy. Keep that in mind. And you should be fine. I ask my wife if she wants me to kiss her PSSY. No reason to bull. Everyone likes head. Should have put a serious tag. OP. Maybe he wanted some jokes too. Start by licking her vulva. What if she owns a Ford? With all due respect, Emma, shove this dick up in there. Please consider coitus. Ooga booga SX time. When I was 32, I asked a friend's friend for sex. She was 21. She said yes. We made a date and I paid for a Sheraton hotel room. Now, I've been turned down a lot with more subtle asks. But that time, since there was some new chemistry, it worked. I'm a geeky Indian guy. BTW. Tall. Kinda fat. I was in shape then. Some hope from us guys who don't get a lot of screen time. Wanna fool around? Was my ex's favorite. He'd do a goofy smirk and eyebrow wiggle too, which was charming in its own way. Didn't make me feel pressured at all and set the tone for a fun time. Can you be the sheath for my sword? My fiance registered sign will give me such a loving look and ask me if he can take me to bed. Makes my heart melt every time. You slowly escalate. If at any point they seem uncomfortable, you stop. Removed. I wanna get you pregnant. You misspelled pregant. My wife just agended an appointment for sex on Wednesday morning. Because the kids will all be out. It's been so long. I've stopped asking more or less permanently. Something will happen before Wednesday morning that will cancel the appointment. I'm pretty sure. Something always does. FML. Everyone in this thread is. I was thinking the opposite. Honestly. If you know they're interested, Invite them over for dinner. Cuddle. And if the energy is right, ask them if they would like to spend a night. If they say yes, it's pretty apparent that they're down. You're giving dangerous advice here. From what I've read, it is perfectly natural for people to change their minds about sex even if they're the ones who started the interaction or even if they got naked first. In stuff like this, never ever assume anything. Just read their behavior and ask. Read and ask. Wanna watch Shrek? Please sleep with me. Please. Pretty please. I'm so lonely. I haven't slept with anyone in a very long time and you are so good looking. Please do me the favor of having sex with me. Would you like some making berserker? Did he just say making? So this will definitely get lost. But my boyfriend that I have had for 5 years was the only person ever to ask for consent. Everyone else I've ever been with just tries to see what they can get and only takes no as that to stop. For the first year we started seeing each other. My boyfriend always asked, do you want me to? Now he still asks for consent, but in the form of, do you want to have stonks? Respected sir, madam. If you are not in your hibernation, could we mate now?